Auzu billahi minash-shaytanir-rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear students, I am Mohd Iqbal Shah, Pirzada teacher, Boys Higher Secondary School, Taraspuram. Subject teacher, Environmental Science. Today's class is for 11th class. Topic is population dynamics. It is related with the chapter population ecology. Yesterday I told you about population ecology, biological and evolutionary species concept. What is population? No, today I will discuss, I will explain some related events about population dynamics. Population dynamics is a branch of science which deals with the study of size, age, composition, density, and dispersion of population in response to changes in environmental conditions, known as population dynamics. Population dynamics enables a person, makes awareness a person about its size, about its age composition, about its density with related to the environmental conditions. And there are mainly four variables which affect the population size, known as births, deaths, immigration, and emigration. Birth means those very persons which are newborns and come into the particular community, particular environment. And deaths are those very persons which are leaving the station, which leaves their country, which leaves their own place. This immigration means to come in from other country and settle it in our own country. And this immigration means to leave the country. Population is increased and gained by births and immigration. And this population is lost. This population is minimized. This population can get minimized by deaths and immigration. Population is increased and gained by births and immigration and loses by deaths and immigration. These variables depend on the changes in resources availability and other related environmental changes. Biotic potential of a population is the growth of individuals having no limits. Individuals can reproduce many times, having long reproductive life produces many issues at every intercourse. In the real world, a rapidly growing population reaches same size limit imposed by a shortage of one or more limiting factors like nutrients, water, space, and light. The population size of a species in a given place at time is determined by the interplay between its biotic potential and environmental resources. Population of some species are temporarily overconsumed and use up their resource base, e.g. by eating more plants and animals, they can be replenished and overshoots the population temporarily because of reproductive time long. Ireland faced a population destruction problem after a fungus destroyed the potato crop in 1845. In 1844, in which millions people died. 1 million people died. 1 million people died. And 3 million immigrated. And 3 million people left their own country and settled to other countries. In South Pacific colonies, 10,000 people peaked. Similarly, Dutch explorers on Easter Day in 1722, they found 2,000 inhabitants. Technologically, social, and other cultural changes have intended the Earth companion system for the human species. Dear students, humans are not exempted from this phenomenon. An earlier attempt to shoot and collapse involved in Easter Island Rapa Nut, a small island about the size of State Island. Isolated the great expanse of South Pacific. It was first colonized by Polynesian About 2,500 years ago, the civilization they developed was based on the island trees, which which were used to shelter tools, boats, fuels, food, and clothing. The people flourished the population, peaking at about 10,000, but they were unable to stop themselves from using up the precious trees. Technological, social, and other cultural changes have extended the Earth's carrying capacity for the human species. We have increased food production and use large amounts of energy and matter sources to make normally habitable areas of Earth's habitable. But how long will we able to keep doing this on a planet with a finite size, a resource and growing planet? Carrying capacity is not a simple fixed quantity but rather a variable determined and altered up or down by many factors, including the number of individuals of each species, per capita use of resources by each species, competition within among species, immigration and immigration, climatic changes, and natural catastrophic events. Wama alayna ilal balagul mubin. Have a very keen look